We're predicting stat lines for every major fantasy football player playing in this divisional round of the fantasy football playoffs. We're talking team predictions, who's going to win, who's going to lose. We're doing all that and more, taking your phone calls. I work for you, Michael K. CPA, first in the building. What a surprise. What a real big surprise. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and today's a special show because we're doing all kinds of fantasy football playoff predicting. We'll be taking your phone calls. I'll be predicting stats for every single fantasy football player, every major fantasy football player playing in this weekend's divisional fantasy football or divisional NFL games and fantasy football contests. So we'll be jumping into all of that and more. So pile on in, hit that thumb up button for your boy Smitty, and let's get going. Let's get to work. We've got this Jaguar Chief game, which we're gonna go over first. So file on in, peanut butter and waivers. Michael K. CPA, your boy Rick, James, Nori, Ron Navy, Lunchbox, Vamp, and Danny and Wick, all first in the building. Appreciate you being here. And let's get right to it. Jaguars and Chiefs game. We're going to roll with 302 TDs and 35 rushing yards for your boy Trevor Lawrence. 80 rushing yards, 25 receiving for ETN and a tutty. We're going to give, let's go with Zay Jones, 5 catches, 70 yards and a tutty. We're going to go with Ingram, 7 catches, 90 yards, and no touchdowns, but he's going to rack up the yardage. He may have a 100-yard game. It could be like 7 and 100, 7 and a Benjamin. And then, of course, Christian Kirk probably finds the end zone, as does Zay Jones. 4 catches, 60 yards. And a final score of, let's call it, KC 35, Jacksonville 26. Now, how do we get to the KC 35 number? Let's jump right into the KC stats. Kansas City Chief players, 300 yards and 3 TDs for Patrick Mahomes, 25 rushing yards. McKinnon, 65 on 65. No, wait, hold on. I think I have that reversed there. Well, 65 receiving yards and 20 rushing yards and a tutty for McKinnon. So 65 receiving yards, 20. Kelsey, 5 catches, 70 yards and a touchdown. Pacheco, 65 yards rushing, no receiving yards, but a tutty on the ground. That would be your major KC Chief ballers and what they're going to be doing in this, as I mentioned, 35-26 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. What say you, chat? What say you to these predictions and these projections? Let me show you once more. Jacksonville Jaguars, I have this right here. And for your Kansas City Chiefs, I have these predictions and projections right there. But I am very curious to know what you guys think. What do you think? And there's more touchdowns and scoring and field goals and such involved, bro. So it doesn't all add up to the same thing, Dan. There are other players on the field scoring points and kickers and defenses and such. What's up, Sam? Appreciate you being here. Brian MC in the building. Gary, what's up? Marty, what's going on? Dibben, appreciate you. Isaac Moore in the building. What's up, Isaac? Okay, on to the next game. We've got the Giants facing off against the Eagles. Danny Dimes, 255, 2 tutties, 20 rushing, 85 rushing yards and 20 yards receiving for Saquon. Nice little day. Touchdown. We've got Richie James, 5 catches, 70 yards. We've got Hodgins pulling in 5 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. And Slayton getting 4 for 55 and a score. Your Eagle players, ladies and gentlemen. I have 275, 3 TDs, and 70 yards rushing for Jalen Hurts. And one of those scores is a touchdown that he rushes in at least one of them. I mean, he could have 4 touchdowns in this game if he runs in 2 scores, he's going to throw 2. I have him throwing 2 touchdowns, scoring at least 1 on the ground. We'll call it 3 touchdowns to be conservative. Okay? 65-10 and 0 tutties for Miles Sanders. What's up, Marty? What's up, Dibbin? 6 catches, 90 yards for A.J. Brown and a touchdown. Goddard, 5 for 80. Devontae Smith, 5 for 80 and a touchdown. Giants and wait, where did I go here? Where did I go? There we go. Final score, Philly 31, Giants 27. Philly 31, Giants 27. It's going to be quite a game. Got a lot of high-scoring games. Your boy Smitty went a little crazy. I'm gonna admit I went a little bit crazy on the projections here. All right, let's jump over to the Cincinnati Bengals. We've got Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow dropping 330, 3 TDs, and 25 rushing yards. Now, one of the he could rush for a touchdown too. I just have a feeling he's going to sneak one in. Like, Joe Burrow's been running a lot lately. I don't know if anybody's noticed or cared to notice, but the guy's got his wheels back. He's got his wheels back, and a rushing touchdown is not out of the ordinary for this guy. Joseph Cigar Smoking. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
So 330, 3 TDs, 25 rushing. Mixon's winding down, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's always possible he has a decent day. Isaac says, punch that thumb up for your boy Smitty. Thank you, Isaac, and I agree with Isaac. Please punch that thumb up button. We've got only 14 thumbs up so far. Let's pump those rookie numbers up. Mixon's winding down, ladies and gentlemen. Mixon is winding down. I'll be at the Bills and Bengals game, says James. That's awesome, bro. I think that the Bengals look to potentially draft one of these nice, young, exciting running backs. Hopefully a Gibbs or someone of that caliber. I'll be doing more rookie breakdowns and videos soon, so you'll get a real dose of what your boy Smitty thinks is the top 5 running back rookie ranking. But I think these Bengals need to pull in a nice, exciting young running back. Wouldn't it be amazing if they got a Gibbs and they could throw to him, or even a Charbonnet, like I want Charbonnet to go to like 10 different locations. But Mixon's winding down, and he's been abused for quite a while, and I just don't know that I see a huge outing for him. Jamar Chase, let's give him a 2 TD game. We're due. We're due for a 2-touchdown, 2-tutty game for Jamar Chase. Let's send him to the moon this weekend.
To the moon.
I think we can all agree on that. 6 for 102 scores. Give it to me. T. Higgins, 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Very, very nice line for them Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, let's go to these Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, 333, 3 TDs. Everybody's throwing touchdowns this week. This is a high-scoring weekend for your boy. I just couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop projecting. I sat there and I'm like, how do I dial it back? I can't. I don't know what to do with my hands. I just kept typing. I'm like, give me 3 TDs for everybody. 333, 3 TDs, 65 rushing yards for Josh Allen, 45 and 30, no touchdowns on the ground for Cook. But although he could, but 6 for 99 and a touchdown for Diggs, 5 for 80 and a touchdown for Gabe Davis, who obviously does well when you don't need him. 4 for 40 and a touchdown to your boy Knox, who's been pulling him in. So this felt like a pretty good spread of stats for Josh Allen. Let's see here. Where's my score? Here we go. Final score of this game is going to be as follows. Cincinnati 35, Buffalo 31, sending Joe Burrow
to the moon.
To the moon. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Yeah, I am overshooting things a little bit. Like I think there's going to be one of these games, as Vamp says, if all these happen, we're in for a treat. I think there will be one of these games that isn't as high scoring as we think, or as your boy Smitty's predicting and projecting. I think we could have 3 games that are really, really high scoring, but there probably will be one that is very underwhelming. But you never know. Hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully we're all very, very happy and excited. Let's get on over to these Niners and Dallas Cowboy players. We're going to go with this one right here. Brock Purdy, 235, 2 TDs and 1 INT. I think he gets rattled a little bit, but he does actually, return to composed behavior and action. I think Christian McCaffrey has a 2-tutty game, 133 total yards, 100 on the ground. Deebo Samuel, 70 total yards and a touchdown. That could be 30 or 40 rushing. We'll have to see. Ayuk, 5, 70 and 1. Kittle, 55. I think he stays out of the end zone, but could have a big key catch at the end of the game. 55 yards, 4 catches. Not horrible, not bad, not great. So, we'll see what happens. I think the Cowboys will be focusing on trying to contain both Christian McCaffrey. They got a lot on their plate, and they'll do a good job on some fronts. It's hard to imagine everybody exploding, and I might even be a little overly optimistic on the receiving part if the running game is what's key here. So if McCaffrey does have 133 total yards, then maybe the receiving department is a little bit dulled down. And if it's high in receiving yards, maybe McCaffrey has a big chunk of it, but maybe there's not a lot of running yards on the ground. I don't know that it'll be this explosive. This does feel a little lofty, but I just couldn't help myself. I got excited. The Dallas Cowboy players, let's drop those guys right here. We're going to go with Dak Prescott, 290, 2 TDs, 2 INTs. I think he gets rattled several times. I think he does score 2 touchdowns because they're going to have to throw their way back into this game. I think Zeke Elliott somehow, some way finds his way into the end zone, 55 yards on the ground, 15 receiving. I think Tony Pollard is the reason this team loses the game, not because of Pollard, but because they don't use him the right way. I think he rips off some. He gets 90 total yards. But not feeding him the rock enough is going to be why the Cowboys lose the game. He's dynamic. He's the best running back. And you know what? I'm going to even lower this yardage. I'm going to put 70 yards. 70 total yards. And this is a shame because I feel like they don't use him the way they should be using him. I get Zeke's effective, but Pollard he's just a playmaking monster. And if he gets enough work, he breaks off some monster, huge 50, 60, 70-yard run. And so I think it's the misuse of Tony Pollard is why the Cowboys maybe lose this game. Throwing to him, trying to get the ball moving. And 5 for 70 and a TD. CeeDee Lamb's going to have tough sledding, but he gets a big catch or 2 and gets it done. 4 for 55 and a score. Again, a lot of this is going to happen as the Cowboys are trying to work their way back into the game, I think. But who knows? Why do I have this circle over the Bills game? There we go. So these are the Cowboy stats right here. Final score, Niners 31, Dallas 26. A lot of high-scoring situations here. A lot of players getting big numbers here in this game here. San Francisco ownage for sure, homie, says Dibbin. All right, let's that does the projection portion of the show, and now on to the phone calls.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. Your boy Smitty's here to answer your phone calls. And I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to hear from you. And let's get these phone lines brewing. Let's see what this is. You were live. Try back again, bro. Try back again, broski. Let me switch this off. All right, dial in again. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Don't drop any bombs, bro, or you're gonna get banned for life.
Hey,
What's
brother,
up?
I got a question.
What's up?
Would you prefer Josh Allen or would you prefer Justin Herbert and an early 23 first and a super flex?
How early?
Top 4, top 5?
It's not 1 or 2 though.
No, it would probably be 3, 4, 5.
Give me Hurts all day, bro. Hurts all day. Hurts is number 1, 2, or 3 overall. I like Herbert a lot, but we have not seen him bounce back yet. I'm not ready to anoint him a top 5 quarterback right now. I mean, he's got the arm for it. I don't know if you guys seen that video of him where he's literally on the goal line and he throws it 62 yards without lifting his heels off the ground, like, and without moving his legs. Like, he's got a cannon. We know he's good. We know Herbert's good. He's a monster, but he's not playing well. They kept a coach they should have fired. There's a lot of questions going into the offseason. They don't seem to get wide receivers and address the position like I would. And same with the Green Bay Packers, you know. It's just there's certain organizations that just don't value trading for or signing big-name wide receivers. Like, Keenan Allen's older. Mike Williams can't stay healthy. Austin Eckler's getting older. If they bring in like a Hopkins, like they trade for Hopkins, or they draft some top 3 or 4 rookie wide receiver, or they bring in a top 3 or 4 free agent wide receiver, then I think we can address that. But for right now, we have to err on the side of caution, and it is Hurts all day long.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah. What's your name, bro?
Love the show.
What's your name?
Austin.
Austin,
David.
I'm going to put you in the system, Austin. Call back anytime, pal.
Thanks, brother.
Later. Yeah, that's a tough one because, I mean, you're talking about, you're talking about a player that in Hurts that's just, in a super flex, you're drafting him in the top 3. Not saying that in a super flex you wouldn't potentially have Herbert like in the top 12 to 15 or top 8 to 15. It's certainly possible, but unless you give me a Gibbs, a Charbonnet, and in Austin, if you're still listening, if you end up like knowing the pick before you make this trade, like you wait and you end up getting the 3 pick, so it's Charbonnet and Herbert, maybe you circle back and we have this conversation again. But if it's not Charbonnet, then it's like I have nothing to go on. I'm not doing it. Let's hit it. Let's hit that phone line, people. Dial in. Boy Smitty's here for the
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Jamal Charles Style. Who we talking about? Who we talking about, bro? Who we talking about? Lamb is a beta. Get out of here, Swaggy, with your Lamb hate, bro. Lamb dropped a fire season. Lamb showed he's an alpha all year long. How can you call him a beta and say he's nothing but a... Like, Swaggy, what makes you think Lamb hasn't proven that he's an alpha at this point? Like, really? I mean, he had a phenomenal year, and he's continuing to have a phenomenal year. He's going to march into this divisional round as a key component, a piece that the Niners are going to focus on trying to shut down because he's capable of winning a game. A beta? Lamb didn't have his starting QB till week 6, Sam said. I just don't understand that. A beta. Come on, Swaggy. Get on the CeeDee Lamb train. What's up, Keiki? What's going on? Keiki, I'm so sorry I'm delayed on this Cooper Cup league. I'm almost 100% certain. Can anybody confirm that the standings, I've been so busy I went out of town. The standings on my fantasy league for the Cooper Cup League, those are all through week 17. That didn't like stop in week 13 and we haven't calculated. Can someone confirm that? If so, Keiki won. Keiki won the Cooper Cup League, right, Keiki? I'm pretty sure. So I just need to confirm that. I don't know if anybody knows that. Because he disappears in the biggest moments, to be honest. But has he? Has he been disappearing lately, Swaggy? I don't think he has. I think he's been stepping up. I think he's taken a big step forward this year, and he didn't vanish at all. Christian Silva. You know what? Where's my foot? All right. I need my foot down here. There we go. Let's see if this works. Christian Silva. Would you trade Amari Cooper for Chris Olave? If I like winning, I would. I certainly would. Yes, and thank you for your super chat, my guy. Appreciate you. Keiki says, Sir Smitty, no rush. Did some calculating. It's through week 17 for what I can tell. If that is the case, then you won the Cooper Cup League. I just want anybody else. I'm going to confirm it with a few other people just so they don't anoint you the winner and then have to take it back. But yeah, you should be the winner, pal. Congratulations. Can we get a standing O?
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
I have moved some stuff around. So, unfortunately, give me a second here. Let's see here. There we go. What is going on here? What is going on here? We gotta rotate this around. Why is everything all jacked up? Just whenever I have to unplug something and troubleshoot, I have to come around and fix it all. So, we have this. Hold on. Okay, let's try this one more time. What were we doing? We're celebrating Keiki. So, I believe Keiki won
Mashed potatoes.
the Cooper Cup League. Appreciate you, Keiki. Congratulations. Unbelievable job. DJ is the next Allen. You know, Daniel Jones deserves some props for sure. I don't know that he's the next Allen. However, Dable is the guy who helped develop Josh Allen, and so there's some thinking that he was going to turn this guy into a monster, and I don't know. Go Cowboys. Christian Silva says, thank you for the super chat. Stephon Diggs and Andrews for Kelsey and Devontae Smith. Also love the content, man. Much love, Kansas City. Diggs and Andrews for Kelsey and Devontae Smith. I'm assuming this is Dynasty. If it's Dynasty, I'm going to want the Kelsey Devontae Smith side because honestly, Diggs and Kelsey, they could have the same amount of time. And you get such a positional advantage. I do think Kelsey will be good for one more year. It's so hard. Like I wondered going into the 2022 season if Kelsey would slow down. Yeah, give me Devontae Smith and that's a pretty close one. Let's see if I can let me do one thing real quick. All right, dial into this show.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I'm just checking one thing real quickly. Let's see. Comment, where's that? I'm trying to find add comment, add last comment. It's not working. Okay, never mind. Yes, it's Dynasty. I mean, that's tough because Diggs may have another year more than Kelsey, but you never know. It's not a lock, bro. James, if I missed this, call back. I missed it, James. Hit me again, James. Yeah, I'd probably do that. What's up, Travis? Travis in the building. $10 million studio, says Austin. Not quite, bro. But this is the place to be, broski. Every minute Dable gets with Danny Dimes is a blessing. Can you not? Why is this not working? Try one more time. Dial it again, bro. Sorry, James. I don't know what's up with my system. One more time, pal. Who's the next tight end stud? I don't think we have anybody on the horizon right now, in my opinion, other than Kyle Pitts will emerge. I think Kyle Pitts will emerge. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What's up, James?
Hey, Smitty, what's going on, man?
Not much, my guy. What's going on?
Nothing, just getting ready for the weekend, getting ready for these divisional games. I'm pumped for these games. I mentioned in the chat I'm going to the Bengals and Bills game, so I'm getting really excited. But now that it's January, February time, I'm playing in some Dynasty leagues. First time playing, so I had some Dynasty questions for you. I'm in a Superflex league, 10 teams, and my quarterbacks are Allen, Justin Fields, and Daniel Jones.
Nice.
And I kind of want to upgrade from Fields into a top tier quarterback like a Hurts or a Burrow or somebody like that if possible. Do you think I should hold on to Fields for now and see what they kind of put around him, or do you think that's a good idea to try to tier up? And what would it take in a trade to get a quarterback like that?
I don't think to be honest with you, I'm using Danny Dimes right now while I can. And that's not to say I don't like where he's headed, where his career is headed. But I take Danny Dimes right now and I turn him into an upgrade somewhere else, and I roll with Fields. And who's your other quarterback, Fields and Burrow?
No, so I got Josh Allen, Fields, and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I also
Josh,
got Goff, but those are my top three.
Bro, Fields is a beast. I don't know that I'm not liking that. I don't know what you're talking about, Swaggy. 28 years old. 28 years old for a running back is old. 28 years old for a wide receiver is, I would say, 2 years away from falling off. But yeah, why you want it? Like Peanut Butter and Waver said, the Fields disrespect. Like Fields is right there, bro. Like if you're drafting in a dynasty startup, Fields is going top 6. Like what would you do to get into like a Mahomes or whatever? Like what would you have to give up? I'd rather just keep Fields, use Danny Dimes. Not to say having 3 quarterbacks isn't advantageous. It certainly is in a super flex, but I would love to use Danny Dimes to upgrade into a Garrett Wilson, to get the 4 pick moved up to 1, something like that. Like that's what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I like Fields a lot too. I wasn't like dead set on trading him. I guess my question was, do you think I hold on to Fields, or I was wondering your opinion on him moving forward. Do the Bears put enough around him? But yeah, I like him, but I agree with you. I think I take the hot hand right now with Daniel Jones and try to move him before it gets too late. Taking all the success lately, but
I don't want to say no because what if it only cost you a couple second round picks in the rookie draft or something? Like sure, I would definitely I'd rather upgrade into Mahomes or that would be good. But like Fields is right there. He's literally below Burrow and Mahomes and Hurts. It's like Fields. So it just would depend on what you'd have to. But I'd rather get rid of Danny Dimes now, and in a super flex, he's probably got tremendous value. You could probably go get a Moon Man very easily. You could probably move. Yeah. What draft pick do you have?
I have 2 firsts, but they're both late. I won the league actually, so I'll have the last pick, and then the other pick I have is it's a 10 team, so I'll probably have, I think it's like the 8th overall. So there's still decent picks in the 10 team, like the 8th and the 10th.
Yeah. Can you trade the 8th and the 10th and Danny Dimes for like the 1 for the 2 pick?
Yeah, right.
I don't think I'd go any lower, lower than that. I think Danny Dimes can get you a ton. I think
I agree.
It's not that I don't like him, but why not sell at an all-time high? If he continues to play at this level, then great for the owner that buys him. You're going to be getting a hefty amount back to where it's worth it. You know, like even if he plays well, well, you both win. The guy that acquires Danny Dimes didn't actually overpay, and you both win. Or, you know, he ends up falling off a little or whatever, and then you get something amazing. But like getting a Garrett Wilson, getting a Moon Man, you know, getting Gibbs somehow, getting Charbonnet, moving your 2 picks up to number 3 overall might even be advantageous for you if you can get like a Charbonnet. But I'd really work to get like a Garrett Wilson.
For sure. And that's definitely something I would need to. I have A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf, but that's really it other than, you know, solidified starters. So I could definitely use an upgrade at a wide receiver. So that's definitely a good idea. So, yeah, that was my question is between Fields and Jones, you know, which one do you think I should try to, you know, maneuver now? And Jones makes the most sense, so I'll probably stick with that.
Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate you. Call back if you have another one, James.
I appreciate it, Smitty.
All right, later. Austin, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Austin, what can I do for you, pal?
You guys want to know who the next Kelsey is?
Who's the next Kelsey?
I'm telling you right now. He won leagues this year. He's cheap enough that you don't have to overpay for him. He's acquirable everywhere. It's T.J. Hawkinson.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. I wouldn't call him the next. I would say he's going to be the next number 1 tight end, but I think he's certainly in the 3 conversation. Like you could say, you know, he's 3/4. But I mean, anything can happen. Trust your gut if you feel like he's the next monster. But he's already been at. You know, I kind of feel like we already seen him. We already know what his potential and ceiling is, and it's around 3-4. You know, 3-4-5, somewhere in that territory year after year. But I like him a lot. Ingram's phenomenal. There are a lot. Knox is coming on strong. Schultz is coming on strong. Like there's a lot of good tight ends in the 3 to 7 range. I still think Kyle Pitts is going to.
There's so many. It's just, you know, Hawkinson's just in that perfect position, man. Do you see the target share the man got when he went to Minnesota? Like it's unreal.
Yeah, as Tony said, like everyone already kind of, you know, everybody likes Hawkinson already, so I don't know he's going to surprise anybody, but if he became the number 1 tight end or something, then you would actually be it would be valid to say the next, you know, trying to shock people or whatever. Like if you're saying he's tight end 1, that is shocking. If he's top 3, 4, that's pretty known. But like my thing is I'd rather have Kyle Pitts in a dynasty league right now than a lot of the tight ends in the 3, 4, 5 range, because I believe that he had such a disappointing year. I think some people might let go of Kyle Pitts at a price that they shouldn't. So he's the tight end in Dynasty. You what?
So a lot of people are down on Pitts right now.
I think he could be had very cheaply.
Definitely. Same with Hawkinson, though. I mean, he's going in, 4th, 5th round of startups? You don't have to overpay for him right now, is what I'm saying. And if he blows up and ends up being tight end 1 the next, you know, 2 out of the next 3 or 4 years, that's definitely worth buying now. I
guess it depends where he ends up in like the next month or 2. Yeah, where he shakes out to. But I'm all in. Definitely. I'm like peanut butter and waivers. I'm all in on getting Pitts while people are disappointed. I know Pitts is the real deal. My eyes didn't lie to me. His rookie season was the best rookie tight end season in the history of the NFL. That didn't lie to us. Our eyes didn't lie to us. What's been standing in the way is this quarterback situation, which may still be in the same boat walking into 2023. So that's why we can't like guarantee that we're going to see him turn into, you know, what we hope he's going to turn into right away. It still could take another year, but I think because he's got another year under his belt, Ritter is better. Things will only go up, you know, than go down. Like he wasn't in there to like experience the Ritter movement situation. So it's like when Ritter's better than Mariota, it's definitely going to be better. Even if Ritter's not the best quarterback in the world, I really think we're going to see Kyle Pitts start to develop. I'm all in on Kyle. Definitely. Yeah, 100%. All right, Austin. Appreciate you, man. Hawkinson, Austin says, get him. Trade for him. Are you predicting tight end 1? Oh, there he left. I don't know. Hawkinson seems rightly placed for me. I like 3, 4. I think that's pretty good. But I mean, he's right. I mean, if his startup value is around 4, I don't know that it is, but if his ADP and startup is 4 or 5, that is pretty good territory. So Austin would be on to something. Austin, appreciate it. That's a good one. Let's see here. Isaiah Likely's definitely a guy I'm looking. Isaiah Likely's definitely on my radar, bro. This is Random Tony. What's up, Random Tony?
Yo, Smitty, y'all were just talking about tight ends and Hawkinson, but I think y'all are missing out on Evan Ingram. Law Dog, Evan Ingram, it just feels good.
I'm not missing out on anything. We just talked about him.
Yeah.
But
no, I think he's going to be a killer.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
playing great. He's playing great. Do I think he gets retained? Yeah, I do. He's found a home. They love him. He's a 100-yard tight end capable guy. So he's in that, as I mentioned, that 3 to 7 territory for tight ends in 2023. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's Goddard's in there, Pitts is in there, Hawkinson's in there, Evan Ingram's in there. It's like a wild card pack of tight ends that just you don't know who's gonna rank ahead of the other. It's a grab bag.
Yeah. So, do you think that you can draft them like pretty late next year, tight ends?
The way it's looking. The way it's looking, I don't think anybody's reaching on, because there's like 5 or 6 of them that are all the same feeling to a lot of people. I know you might have your pick, I might have my pick, and that's great. But I think because there's such a group of very similar feeling players right in that like round 3, 4, 5 territory, we might see them all fall kind of to the back end of that. So you'll have Kelsey go early. Andrews will be half doubted, half, believed in. So I think Andrews is probably going to be a guy that we might start looking at as a potential value, because if half the people are down on him, his ADP can't be higher than it was last year. Last year's ADP was around like top of 3. So if he falls into round 4.5, 5, and we feel like he's healthy, and let's say Lamar is retained, then he's going to have great value. If Lamar's gone, then maybe it's warranted that he falls to 4, 5. And who knows if he bounces back. But, the Ravens will probably get another. It wouldn't surprise me if they got left in the lurch. Like if they have control in that they can franchise tag Lamar, but it seems like players have control at the end of the day when they don't want to play somewhere. And I don't know how serious Lamar would be in terms of like sitting out. He seems like the kind of player that doesn't focus on the money, or he would have signed a contract already. He's kind of more worried about, he knows he's going to get the money. He's more worried about his situation. I wouldn't be shocked if he put up a big fuss, and if he doesn't get the contract he wants, I mean, I could see him getting tagged and traded. And if they tag and trade him, who's the quarterback? Is it Derek Carr? Like, would Derek Carr be there?
So why are you thinking that, though? Because, like, all the news have been pretty positive.
I mean, it's all smoke season. It's smoke season, man. I mean, the news has been pretty positive on which end?
From the front office, at least.
What?
Like from the front office, at least. Like
it's you're hearing the team say, "No, everything's on track. It's all good. We need him back." And Lamar's what's Lamar's attitude been? Protect myself, protect my knee, not rush back. What did Lamar say when they said when they were talking about his knee, and he said, "I think we still have a chance. I think there's still a chance, and he wishes he could be out there." But it was almost like, it almost felt like a potential, maybe I'm not coming back to play ever again, the way that I felt when I listened to it and watched it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just feel like, okay, so money can talk, but here's the thing: who's gonna pay more? Who's going to actually pay $200+ million guaranteed if a team was going to do it? It's not going to be probably the retaining team, the Baltimore Ravens. It would be a team that was willing to acquire him in a trade. You're almost always going to get more money on the trade side of a deal than on the retention side of a deal. So it's a team like, especially if, let's say, Miami Mike trades for him and they bring him over to Miami, which is definitely a landing spot. When you think about that, there's a deal that's in place when the moment the trade's executed, the contract that's already been worked out is announced, because they don't want to trade for a guy that they don't know they can sign. And they will essentially be in a box where he's like, I want $220 million guaranteed, or let's say I want 230, but I want 200 of it guaranteed. 200 of it guaranteed. I'll go ahead and back off the 230. I want incentives that maybe make me 250. Like if you want to do whatever.
Yeah.
Miami Mike would be like, let's do it. Whereas the Ravens haven't really wanted to give him what he's asking. So it'll be interesting. And do you think Baltimore's in more of a position to want to give him what he was asking when he failed a third year in a row? Like, this is his second year being injured and his third year failing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point. I can see that.
Bro,
I can totally see that.
I also thought Aaron Rodgers was going to leave last offseason. So, this is smoke season. It's very hard to predict. We kind of all have our opinions, and it's funny when people like go crazy. Like, Smitty, don't listen to this guy. He thought Aaron Rodgers was going to leave. Like, this is smoke season. It's like a conversation that hasn't even happened yet between Lamar and the Ravens, or Lamar and Miami, or the Ravens and Miami. These conversations we're trying to predict haven't happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, it could be one phone call where the Ravens are like, we're giving you $230 million, forget it, let's just do it. Like, they're on a whim, let's just do it. Like, and then all of a sudden he's signed. Like, like anything can happen. I'm just trying to project the best I can, but there's no way I'm gonna get even half of this right, because smoke season's crazy and there's multiple different trading partners and avenues and things that everything can go. So it's not like an A or a B. It's like A, B, C, D, or E. Which one do you think's gonna happen? And it's like, this makes sense to me, but so did a lot of things that didn't happen. Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay made sense to me, and I think it was the most logical, but it wasn't the thing that happened, and I can't control that.
Yeah, well, now I think that's gonna happen, and he could be going to Miami or maybe the Ravens or something like that. You never know. But
Austin says Tampa. Tampa's possible. Yeah. I mean, if Brady, yeah, I mean, with Brady not returning to Tampa, most likely, in my opinion. And again, that could be, we thought that about Green Bay. I personally feel like Aaron Rodgers was planning on going to Denver. I think he was planning on going to Denver. Denver sidestepped into Russell Wilson. What a mistake. I know they regret it. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't think so. Like, Russell Wilson was playing good, though, like towards the end. Well, he had like a few games.
You don't think it was a mistake?
Well, okay. Well, yeah. Like, obviously, it was a terrible season, but
I mean, you can have your opinion.
All on him because
have an opinion. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if I disagree with you. But I think Russell Wilson. Oh, I think they want out of that contract. If they could get out of it, they would take it in a heartbeat. They would reverse that thing. But I mean, maybe a new coach does wonders for him. Who knows? I mean, we did see Russell Wilson play like an elite player at one point. So, do we think he's too old to play at that level? No. So, what happened? Can it be reversed? I don't know. But I'm certainly not betting on Russell Wilson until I see it for myself. I feel like. But anyways, my point was, I feel like Aaron Rodgers was planning on going to Denver, and then that Russell Wilson thing came out of nowhere. That was very, very tight-lipped. Nobody knew about it. And once it was announced, I think Aaron Rodgers was like in the lurch, and he's like, "What do I do?" And I think he banked on calling Adams' bluff, and he acted like he knew Adams could leave. But then, if you remember the reports that kind of surfaced a little later, he acted like he felt like Adams was going to stay. So, I don't know. I think he was ultimately blindsided by Adams leaving, even though it was abundantly clear that he could leave. but he for some reason, either he had a conversation with them or he was calling his bluff. I don't know. But I think ultimately, I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Rodgers was in Las Vegas. I wouldn't be shocked if Lamar could go to Tampa, but I think it'd be Miami or the Raiders.
I just don't think Lamar's that attractive. I really don't, because of like all those teams. Like, I just don't think that they would put up all that money for Lamar.
I mean, quarterbacks are hard to find, bro.
I really don't.
Quarterbacks are hard to find, though. I mean, to get a top 10 quarterback teams search for that there for decades.
Well, some teams aren't looking for a top 10. Like some teams are just looking to get by. Like,
yeah,
I know
but
it kind of sounds,
But if you're Miami,
like
if you're Miami Mike though, and you've got Tua, who was not a top 5 quarterback, but you turned him into a top 5 quarterback because you're that good of a coach. Your scheme is that good. Your system's that good. Your aggressiveness is that good. Your offense is filled with. He went and acquired Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's one of a few coaches that will have the balls to go get stuff like that done and be aggressive. Okay, so you have all this ammunition, and you have a quarterback that you can't even possibly think he's going to make it through another year. And what did he just do? He went to a playoff game, didn't have a signal caller. Like, he's not going to put himself in that position again. So if there's anybody that's going to be overly aggressive for these 3 quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Lamar, it's going to be Mike McDaniel in Miami, because he does not want to be put in that position ever again, and he can control that. But what do I know? You know what I mean? Like,
no, for Miami, I totally agree with that. But that's the only situation, the only case that I can think of.
You don't think the Raiders would overpay for Lamar when they had Derek Carr, crap the bet on him, and they're like, we've got Devontae Adams, we paid him all this money and we can't win.
Don't the Raiders have a high draft pick?
You what?
Okay.
The Raiders? Yeah, they have
so
a high
one of the
draft.
Raiders drafting because don't forget, like, there's like a lot of teams that, there's a good amount of quarterbacks in this draft this year too.
Yeah. All right, Tony, appreciate you, man.
Anyway, thanks, Smitty.
Later. All right, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Man, this hour goes quick when I time the show an hour long in the off season. During the end season, I can't possibly make it an hour. We have like super chats through the wazoo. But during the off season, we're going to keep it at an hour so that it's structured. You guys get excited for it. Goes by quick, which sucks, but it allows me to create way more content. So get ready for it. What's this question here? This is by Austin. If Richardson goes top 15 this year, he'll be a top 4 pick. Internet would break if they got Lamar. The odds would be, they'd be a top 6 projected team probably with Lamar. I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, the Raiders have all. I mean, you guys know I'm very critical on Lamar, but you give him Miami Mike's weapons and offense, he turns into a guaranteed top 5 quarterback. Just because Tua turned into a top 5 quarterback, imagine what Lamar's better than Tua. What's up, Ron? Oh, Ron, try again. I don't know why it hung up. The Jets could totally happen for who? Lamar? Lamar could be a Jet. He could be he could go to 100 different places, but I think if you're a quarterback, don't you feel like you would want to go to a place with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and an offense and an offensive-minded coach? Like a scheme master. What's up, Ron? You're live.
Hey, Smitty, what's going on?
Not much. What you got?
Really good analysis tonight on everything. I agree with most everything you said, except I think Buffalo wins, not Cincy. But I know why you picked Cincy, but that's fine. I just think it's going to be the other way. I think it's going to be close, though.
Yeah, I admit I'm going with my heart, but I feel like, it's not that. Yeah, it's not like I know I'm going to lose and I'm just picking with my heart. Like, I think it's going to be a battle. But I think Buffalo's going to be... I mean, whoever wins that game is got a real strong shot at... I mean, God, all three of Burrow, Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Who knows? Every time I say that, like, whoever wins is a strong shot at a Super Bowl. But Mahomes, like, you go back and forth. It's Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen. It's one of them. It's one of them. I'm going to pick Burrow, but, yeah, it's tough to say.
I have a feeling we're going to see an upset tomorrow, and I'll say the first upset that I have a feeling, I think Jacksonville beats Kansas City. I think the Giants have a chance to upset, but I still say Jacksonville has the better chance.
Woo, doggy. I thought you were going to say the Giants, and I'm like, that's trending right now. There's a lot of people projecting the Giants to win, but not very many people are projecting the Jacksonville Jaguars to win that game tomorrow against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they win. I think they tomorrow.
That's crazy, bro. That would be insane. We'll give you your flowers on here if you end up getting that right.
All right.
Let's see here real quickly. We're running out of time. I want to do a underdog draft real quick. What microphone do I need? There we go.
Yeah, they're halfway full.
Yeah, they're halfway full. Do you think we make it to tonight? Do you think we make it to?
Maybe. You got about 10,000 more open.
Yeah, it's only moved about that. It's only moved about that much. Underdog Fantasy guys right here. Promo code Smitty. Well, they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. Jump in. Promo code Smitty. If you deposit 50, they'll give you 50. If you deposit 100, they'll give you 100. But we're going to jump into some mittens. The mittens returned again. The $5. It's called the Mitten Returns Again 2. So it's returning again. Halfway full. I believe we make it to midnight Eastern. It'll be close, but I believe we make it. So we've got a premiere right now. The top 10 running back video is premiering in T-minus like 7 minutes on the show. So I'll come back tonight and we'll do mitten drafts tonight. We ran out of time. So you have
all set too.
You have the Jaguars beating the Chiefs. You have the Bills beating the Bengals. You have the Eagles beating the Giants.
Yeah, but I think the Giants could win. But like I said, I'm going to only stick with. I think the Jags. My stronger think is the Jags pull up that upset. The Giants could upset them, but I'll stick with Philly on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Everyone knows my predictions. I've made them pretty clear, but I'll just paste. I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Niners. I'm gonna go Bengals, and I'm gonna go Chiefs, obviously. But
so I'm going Niners, Eagles, Bills, and then Jaguars.
Yeah. If I had to force an upset, it'd be the Giants beating the Eagles, but that's it. I mean, the Bengals and Bills game, there's no upset there. It's whoever you think's going to win. But like the Jaguars would be an upset, the Cowboys would be an upset, the Giants would be an upset, the Bengals and Bills, there's no upset there. So of all the three upset potential situations, it wouldn't be the Niners losing, wouldn't be the Chiefs losing, it would be the Eagles losing. But at the same time, I have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. So I just think the Giants are the most capable of making me look back and go, Dable's that good. I could see myself doing that. But Danny Dimes, man, it's going to be really interesting where we rank him next year, because he'll be a lot like your Kirk Cousins this year, where people walked in saying, nah, I don't know about Kirk Cousins and Kirk Cousins bald. Or Tua. I don't know about Tua and Tua bald for the most part until he got hurt. I think Danny Dimes is going to be, there'll be about 50% of the fantasy football population on board, but I think 50% will still be no. because it took him so long to get here. But Dable's that good. I mean, he did it to Josh Allen. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I rank him. I don't know how much I can believe in him yet. I like him.
It depends on the pieces they put around him. It depends on the pieces they put around him.
Yeah. I mean, I like what I'm seeing. He's turning into Dable's so good at coaching quarterbacks. I mean, if you look back, Danny Dimes is probably Josh Allen. When Josh Allen was drafted, before he took a snap, I said he'd be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And this is way before you ever were around on the channel or the content. But I said he'd be a top 5 quarterback. He came out of his rookie year running the ball mostly and not looking accurate, not looking like a gunslinger at all. Like people said, oh, he's got kind of a strong arm, right? Because he came into the league probably as a top 5 arm in the NFL, even as a rookie. But he nobody thought of him as a 300, 400 yard passer. They're like, this is a guy that's they looked down upon his passing. Most people, if you remember, more than people look down on Danny Dimes' passing walking into this year. So people need to remember Danny Dimes. You know, you never know because Josh Allen was that doubted. I loved him, but he was so doubted. I remember getting so many comments about how ridiculous it was to call Josh Allen a top 5 quarterback. He'll never be accurate. Similar to my Jalen Hurts stuff. Hurts will never be accurate. Oh my God, are you kidding me? He's so inaccurate. It's like people judging these quarterbacks way too early when there's upside and potential. And I admit, I judged Danny Dimes too harshly because I haven't been on board much at all this year until the very end. It's, you know, I'm starting to think maybe I'm wrong on Danny Dimes.
Didn't he come out of Duke, or was it North Carolina? One of those 2 schools.
Yeah, he played college football at Duke.
Yeah, and Duke's not known for their football at all.
Yeah, and I think his college stats. Let me see if I can pull up his college stats. His college stats were 2,800 yards, 2,600 yards, 2,600 yards, touchdowns 16, 14, 22. I mean, there's no signs of him being elite, in my opinion, coming out of college. But he was highly thought of by the Giants, and they drafted him, and everybody laughed. You know, everybody laughed, including me. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's able to continue to develop, because he still needs to develop a little bit before I'm starting to even consider him in a top 6 capacity. But I mean, Dable has proven he can definitely take someone there. It's crazy, man.
And how many times have we said a lot of times quarterback might not, it depends on the system they're in, and Dable might be the right person to get the most out of him, and he might turn into something, you know?
Well, I mean, he is. That's what's happening, and for sure. Dable is the exact right person. I mean, he did with Josh Allen. So it's happening before our very eyes. We just don't know if he's turning him into a diamond, and he's not really a diamond. Whereas Josh Allen, he turned Josh Allen into a diamond, and he truly was one. Like, you know, I felt he was from the beginning. I'm pretty good at quarterbacks, and I didn't feel Danny Dimes was going to be as good as he was this year. Like, quarterbacks are a big wheelhouse for me, and I admit I did not feel like, I felt like this was going to be. I said to myself when they acquired Dable, I said, man, Dable is so good. He did so good with Josh Allen. Am I wrong, or is he wrong thinking that Danny Dimes is his guy? I thought for sure he's going to go draft a quarterback, trade for a quarterback, because he can't possibly think this is his next Josh Allen. And, you know, Danny Dimes looks good, I admit. I just don't know I'm ready to go all in yet. You know, I don't think I could put him. He's nowhere near Burrow. He's nowhere near Hurts or Mahomes or Josh Allen and Fields. So, like, where is he? Is he at 6 or 7? I don't think I can put him there. Hey, Ron, we got to jump because I got the premiere going right now. It's going to launch in 2 minutes, so I'll see you over there on the live chat.
Yep. The only thing I was going to say about Allen was I didn't question his talent. What I question is when he first got drafted, all that stuff came out about that racial comment he made in high school, and they about killed his career before it even got started. So I'm glad he's over to overcome that.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Ron. I'll see you in the live chat. All right, guys, we're heading over to the YouTube exclusive video that's dropping in T-minus 2 minutes here. And here's the graphic, if you will, right here. Top 10 running backs 2023 part 1. So there'll be probably three parts to this. This is part 1. You know how I roll. I go very long. I'm long-winded, so we're going to break it up into different parts, and this will be part 1. It's premiering right now. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all the super chats. Let me see if there's anything lingering. Super chats. Christian, appreciate your super chat, my guy. Thank you for both your super chats. All right, get on over to the premiere. It's premiering right now. I'll see you in the live chat on this channel, on the main channel here. Just go to the homepage of my main channel, jump in the live premiere. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. And I'm also live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern. So I'll see you all tonight. We'll do some mitten drafts tonight. Peace out. Get on over to that premiere. It's premiering right now on the main channel. Click on the Breece Hall top 10 running back graphic. T-minus like 1 minute.